Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I am your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock, and today, guys, we're looking at the 5 Toronto Blue Jays who are most likely to be traded in 2023. Make sure you stay to the end because the last one could shock you guys. Please also comment down below your thoughts on which Toronto Blue Jays are going to get shipped off and for what deals. Hit the like, smash the subscribe button. Let's get straight into this thing.
Let's go.
Starting off our list of the 5 Toronto Blue Jays most likely to get traded in 2023, Santiago Espinal.
Yeah, and I know maybe to some of you this might be a surprise, but I feel like this is brewing for quite some time now. I mean, with the acquisition of Whit Merrifield, with the lefty prioritizing Kevin Biggio can also play second base.
Right.
Feels like Santiago Espinal's getting left out, especially because the bat wasn't as good. The defense was remarkable.
Incredible.
But it feels like he's the third guy in that trio.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that Santiago Espinal's defense has earned him, like, at least to be a rung up, just in my opinion.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily think that the management agrees with me, and I've seen a few other articles. Maybe we'll get to it in another podcast, literally talking about deals for Santiago Espinal. The rumors are out there right now, and for another squad, you might be interested in trading a small package for Espinal because he does have a lot of control left on his deal. Like, literally 4 more years, and if the bat does pick up, like, if it starts off the season and, like, he's showing a little bit of promise here with the elite defense again, that's a valuable asset.
Dude, you could get a lot from Santiago Espinal. I mean, I've seen in the past of, like, Colton Wong type players that are just absolutely incredible at second base. And, like, it's not like he has a really rough history of having a bad bat. Like, a 781 OPS in 2021.
If he goes back to
good.
that, if he goes back to that, man, like, the thing is, I don't even know if we trade him if he goes back to that. But if he does, and we still want to, then we're going to get a hell of a lot.
We're going to get a great return. We can really turn it to anything. Pitching, bullpen, another position player. Who knows? But I mean, but let's be honest. If he is doing that, I want to keep this
I kind of want to
I want to keep this guy.
The only reason that if he's doing that and we still trade him, it's because we're awful.
Yeah, that's why. We got to be so bad.
Like, we're so bad. Like, the Toronto
bad.
Blue Jays have fallen apart. We're like, we got to get some sort of assets of some kind in return. Take Espinal sort of thing. He's like our one good player, and we have to trade him.
I agree.
Sticking on that kind of train of thinking where it's like the middle of the infield is getting a little bit clogged up, we're got to look at Whit Merrifield here. Kind of the exact same arguments that we're going to make for Santiago Espinal as far as the player profile goes, but we'll have a little bit different thing to say with the contract.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to look at the contract. I mean, we looked at the last month on this channel before of Whit Merrifield. It's been incredible. Like, we're hoping that we see incredible Whit Merrifield come 2023. But
he's got upside.
Absolutely. But if he doesn't, that next year could be really expensive. $18 million is the adjusted salary. And what I've never seen this before, but I looked it up today. But basically it means the player gets to decide whether they want to stick with the ball club or go somewhere else.
Is that what it means, really?
Yep, that's what it means. So what that means is if he's bad, you're probably going to want to stay.
Yeah,
because there's not going to be a lot of teams that are going to want him.
I'll be completely honest, dude. At 30, he's going to be 34 years old entering the offseason. You know, that next season in 2024, he'd be 35 years old. I don't know how many ball clubs, unless this guy goes on like an MVP level tear, he's going to be paying over $18 million for like a 35-year-old aging dude. I just don't see it happening, man. If there's any way for us to dump off that salary, I think we need to explore that option.
If he's doing bad, no one's gonna want him. But if he's doing good enough to service, like, or maybe he's doing good on the base paths or defensively, like, and he's doing okay with the bat, maybe 700 OPS, and Espinal's popping off, this is a good opportunity to trade Whit Merrifield.
Literally, dude, and that's kind of why, like, in my thinking, I'm like, I want Espinal to be higher up on the totem pole than Whit Merrifield. Because, like, if I had to trade one of them, it would definitely be Whit.
100%.
You know? It's just like, at the end of the day, like, Espinal is younger, he's got more upside, he's got more team control, he's cheaper, and, you know, defensively speaking, you could argue even better. Right?
Absolutely.
So, like, I do kind of want us to go the Whit Merrifield route of things, but we'll see how that develops.
We'll see how it goes, guys. But now for number 3, this guy, you guys remember this guy? One of my favorite players to talk about on this channel. Nate Pearson. Nate Pearson, guys. He could be traded this season. I mean, there's just no room for him on this ball club. We filled up our rotation. We filled up our bullpen. He's still got, I guess, some sort of pedigree. And if he comes out healthy, I mean, there's nowhere to place him. So I guess the only way is to trade him, right?
I mean, his pedigree at this point is, I throw 100. Like
Exactly.
That's his pedigree. And
Exactly.
we know that MLB ball clubs, they're interested in guys who have that gas. If there's another team out there that's just like, can we squeeze any value into Nate Pearson? We got a little bit of room. We're a rebuilding ball club. We'll try him out.
For sure.
I see no reason why that Nate Pearson wouldn't be a good dart thrower. Like, if I was another team, I'd be like, let's throw the dart on Nate Pearson. He's probably not going to cost that much trade assets.
No.
Especially because we're not going to be able to play him to showcase his stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not even going to have anything to go off of, right? So at this point for the Toronto Blue Jays, I truly think that you honestly take what you can get for Nate Pearson.
Yeah, I mean, and any ball club that picks up Nate Pearson, somehow this guy serviced 2 years of service time. I don't know how.
Majority of it spent on the IR.
Literally. So 3 years left on this guy's like very, very short career. So, I mean, any team would be glad to take a Nate Pearson. But yeah, Toronto Blue Jays.
Only if they have room for them, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's got to be like a rebuilding like Pirates ball club. You know what I mean? If it's Pirates, no competitive ball team wants Nate Pearson.
No, exactly.
So I kind of want that to happen. That might be one of my more like looking for trades to happen during the season.
Yeah, of course, right? It's like if you can chip Nate Pearson off and like just get some sort of, I don't know, bench bat or like somebody who can maybe help you right now.
Right. There's
like
an injury.
A little bit more.
There's an injury. We need a bullpen guy. Like anything.
Exactly,
at this point.
dude. Like I think that's the perfect route to go down, and I think the Blue Jays are going to explore.
What
those
a
guys.
Downfall for Nate Pearson.
It's the rise and fall, man. It's been really brutal for Nate. Literally, dude. Like injuries, they absolutely suck, guys. So shout out to Nate Pearson. I wish you the best, dude. Maybe on another freaking team.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 4, we got Oralvis Martinez. Now, this is the only prospect, spoiler alert, only prospect that we've included on this list. We could have made this list all prospects, realistically speaking, right? Like, you could make an argument for Ricky Tiedemann getting traded. You could make an argument for, I don't know, Otto Lopez. So one of those other guys getting traded. But I do think that the dude with the highest value that we'd be most inclined to trade would be Oralvis Martinez.
Absolutely, especially if you're, I mean, there's rumblings of a potential Matt Chapman extension on the Toronto Blue Jays. Right. So if you are considering that as a management, I mean, Martinez has got nowhere to go for the next, 5-6 years Matt Chapman gets signed.
Exactly.
Bo Bichette's going to be here for a while. So there's nowhere for him to play on this ball club. And if you're going to make a big trade deadline acquisition, you don't want to trade away Ricky Tiedemann. We talked about this before. This guy's the next guy up. So, literally. I mean, he's got big prospect pedigree. I mean, big power from the guy. He could be the next Teoscar Hernandez, honestly.
Well, and he's literally projected to come up in 2023.
Exactly.
Which is right now, you know? So it's like, if there's no spot for him, right, I can see maybe if we're dealing with a bunch of injuries and then it's like, then you bring him up. But if that's not the case and he's just chilling in the minors, he's smacking like a crazy amount of home runs again in the minors, there's going to be another team salivating at the prospect of having Oralvis Martinez on their ball club. Mm-hmm. If we can flip him for some sort of pitching need, if we can flip him for some sort of bullpen need, then I think that that's definitely something the Blue Jays need to explore, and they're going to be doing it because we've seen this guy's name pop up in pretty much every single Blue Jays trade scenario. For time. Even when we had freaking Jordan Groshans, we were still talking about trading away Oralvis Martinez, right? And inevitably we traded away Jordan Groshans, but I'm telling you guys, like, I do believe that he's probably going to be on another team.
I agree. There's nowhere for him to be on the Toronto Blue Jays, but a guy on the Toronto Blue Jays currently, and this is our big sleeper trade right here. Guys, take this lightly, all right? The last guy on this list, don't be shocked, it's Mr. Matt Chapman, all right? Matt Chapman could be traded this season, and here's a few reasons why. Obvious one, last year of his deal now. It's his final year. He's going to get paid a massive amount of money. I mean, $100 million plus, you got to imagine, right? And if the Blue Jays, if they're saving that dollars for Bo Bichette, for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., for Kevin Gausman, and you got to let him walk, I mean, maybe if they're doing so bad, you trade him. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's like if shit hits the fan, if we're not good this season, if the Blue Jays are below 500 or we're flirting with 500, you know, Tampa Bay Rays are kicking ass, New York Yankees are doing everything that they're doing, Seattle's eating up a wild card spot, like all these other teams in the AL are like doing what they need to do, and we're sucking. Maybe there's an injury. Maybe we're just all underperforming.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman is absolutely the guy that you trade at that point. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't want us to get to that place, right? But like, if we were bad, then yes, of course we're going to trade 2 times Platinum Glover on the 1 year left on his deal to a contending ball team, right?
Yeah.
Like anyone's going to want that.
If we're not going to extend him as well, because that could be a possibility. I mean, I'm warming up to the idea. The fact that we traded both Lourdes and Teo kind of warmed me up. Like that could be a chance for sure. I mean, I would love Matt Chapman, but if there's just no reality where you see him beyond 2023, I mean, you got to cash in on that value 100%.
And here's the thing. We just talked about Oralvis Martinez. If we don't trade away Oralvis Martinez, then there it is.
Boom.
You're the guy
Easy
now.
replacement.
Right? It's a
easy
like,
replacement.
If we don't want to spend $100 million, okay, well, like, let's just not do that and put you up there. You can be good. Right? It's a different way of thinking. I feel like if we do trade away Oralvis Martinez, we probably don't trade away Matt Chapman, right? Because then it's like, oh my God, like who the hell's going to play third?
You're not going to do both.
Literally, right? So they really do need to decide what the route here for the Toronto Blue Jays is, and I feel like our record in the first 60 days, that could determine that.
Yeah, because if we're 20 games below 500, for sure. Right? If we're 10, I think we're not trading him. But it's got to be so in the pits. Like we're gonna be last.
So bad.
We're gonna be last.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Like we got to be really struggling hardcore. Guys, let us know what you think about these 5 Toronto Blue Jays who might get traded in 2023. Did we miss anybody? Do you have any hot takes? Comment them down below.
Guys, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current Patreon members. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!